I have been working on living and traveling in a van, creating a successful online community, and building a business for myself based on that and my passions, buying land to have a homestead, and retiring early, before the age of 30, ideally. Now, have I been successful at any of that? No, because ever since I was 18, literally 4 years ago, I thought this was my life path. I thought this is what I would be doing, and I haven't really been going like full force into it. But I wanted to share my story so that any of you young van lifers who aspire to do the same kind of thing can realize the reality of it. This is so hard for me to do because I'm literally reflecting on my last 5 years as an adult, and I would have never in a billion years imagined I would be here where I am right now today. When I was in high school, I had this mentality because I grew up poor with a single mother of 6 kids, and I didn't want that kind of life for me. I knew that I wanted to be successful. Or at least I thought that I wanted money and I wanted a high-paying job, and that would bring me happiness. So ever since I was in high school, I always set out to be the perfect straight-A student, which I did. I was really successful in high school. In high school, I even did dual credit classes to get ahead on my college courses. I did a couple years of community college, and then I finally went to university, which is when I bought my van so that I could live in my van while I was going to university. And that's when things started changing for me, because when I bought the van, I thought I would be kind of cheating the system. I don't know if that's what you want to call it, but I thought I'd be saving money because I didn't want to spend money on an apartment. I wanted to work and use all my money from work to pay my tuition, which was after financial aid like $3,000 a semester, and I thought I would be able to have an easier life doing that, but that really wasn't the case. I spent all my time working and going to school, and then all the money I made from working I spent on tuition from school. And then at that point is when I started getting into van life as not just a necessity of a living situation for people who can't pay rent, but as a way to travel and be free, financially free, and have a life that is actually worth living and that you love, and you're not spending literally all your paychecks just to survive. I was 19 when I started going to university and started getting into things beyond just university and aspiring to have a 9-to-5 job and $100,000 a year salary. I started focusing on what would make me happy, and I was realizing obviously working this much would not make me happy. You probably hear my dog panting. Sorry. We're hanging out in the shade here. Hi, Nova. We're in Texas, so it's still a little hot. But anyways, yeah, I wanted to pursue something that would make me happy. So from the age of 19 is when I got the van. That's when I started realizing this is for me. This whole van thing and traveling and being free and not having to worry about the 9-to-5, which was already stressing me out. And I was a hard worker. I had done my fair share of when I was in high school. From the time I could work, I was 16 and I had 2 jobs. One was evenings right after school, and then the other job was a restaurant job doing weekends all day. And then out of high school, I was doing college and 2 jobs and did all that. I know what it's like to have to work all the time, and I just didn't see myself wanting to do that forever. So that's kind of when I came up with a plan where I was inspired by multiple YouTubers and van life influencers, I guess is what you would call them, to pursue this thing beyond the normal, the tradition. I started renovating my van, making it look a little bit more presentable. I invested in some camera gear with the money that I did save at that point. And I had this whole plan to create a YouTube channel, have a business stemming from that, And then even beyond that, doing like freelancing photography on the side and just things that would actually bring me joy other than trying to find a remote job and doing data entry all day or something like that. Well, I'll be pretty honest, I didn't finish college because at that point I was pretty burnt out and I didn't want to keep working and keep spending all of my money on something that I knew wouldn't bring me happiness. So that was my plan, to build my channel and build my own business, because I was at this point really into entrepreneurship, and I still am 100%. It's what I aspire to do full-time, or at least part-time, to be able to sustain the life. I was influenced a lot by books kind of like 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss, where he was able to like automate his lifestyle and his earnings to have to only work 4 hours a week and then spend all other time freely doing what makes you happy, you know? And I knew with van life that would be like super achievable for me, because the cost of living in a van is not high at all. I wouldn't have to worry about rent. And then like the earnings that I would need would probably be like $1,000 a month. I don't know, which I thought that was totally doable, doing videos and then freelance photography and all that. At this point, I am 22 years old, so 4 years later, after I had this whole fantasy of doing this. And I guess I've made some progress. I mean, you've seen my older videos if you've been following me for a while. But if you haven't, I have been on several van trips, on road trips, spanning even as long as like 2 months. But it's still not like where I ideally saw my life at this point. I'm so thankful for the experiences that I have been able to have. I'm definitely privileged in that aspect to be able to even know of this lifestyle and to be able to obtain it for myself, but I'm in no means like a trust fund baby or anything like that. So everything I have done, I've worked hard for, and I feel like I have these expectations of me being able to be on the road full time, doing what I'm passionate about and being financially free, but in all reality, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to get to that point in the first place, especially without a college degree, and especially with, well, at least for me, I have some mental health struggles, which I've been working through the past couple years, just to be completely honest. And at low points where I feel like I didn't have the money to be able to sustain this lifestyle, I always found myself back at my hometown, or the place where I went to high school here in Texas. My hometown is Chicago, but I've been living in Texas since like middle school. But I always find myself back here. It's really easy to stay in the pattern and stay with the familiar. So I've gotten part-time jobs here, obviously things that don't really make me happy. I had a seasonal job at Target doing like fulfillment, stocking, whatever. And then I was a server for a little bit, and these jobs made me realize like I'm a big believer of going for it and manifesting your future. And I feel like although it's really hard to like get serious about it and like really go for it, it's still something like when you know it in your heart that that's what you want to do, it just finds a way to happen. And even though like for a year I haven't even left this town, that I feel like it's what I need to do, even if it means disappointing some people or leaving some people behind. I don't know what the whole point of this video is about, honestly. I just wanted to make content and connect with you guys and share where I'm at in my life and let the younger audience, I guess, know what my journey has been and maybe what you can expect, or you can learn from my mistakes and truly go for it instead of feeling like you are being held back. But I don't know, I feel confident that in 1 year from now I will be living the life that I imagined for myself, even if it's on a small scale and I'm not exactly like financially stable as I wish. I think it'll happen. And I do have plans in place to be able to do that. I've invested in a drone to be able to do more drone gigs on the road, and I've already been successful with picking up a few of them in this area just by searching Craigslist and Upwork. And then Sean has been really supportive with that. He actually got his drone license so that we can do it legally. And then another thing I haven't shared with y'all yet, but I am working on starting a mobile luxury picnic business where I take blankets and cute decor and set it up at a specific place that a client wants. And I use my photography skills to like get pictures of them and then let them enjoy the picnic. I provide food and everything, but I really hope to do that mobily and just have different events in different cities where I can book clients doing that. And then hopefully I can get this YouTube thing up and running again. But I do have a lot of plans for the future with that. Right now, I'm kind of working on selling all of my belongings. I've accumulated a lot of things, just being stationary and having a space to be able to store things. Me having done that, it's made me realize even more that I really need to be minimal, and that's what will make me happy. So I think my next venture with this whole thing will be selling all of my belongings to be minimal. And I might even just go out to a public park and just throw all my stuff out on a blanket and have a sign that says selling all my things to travel. We'll see how that goes. I'll make a video on that. I don't really know where to end this. I just know that I want to follow my passions and stop being stuck and stop doing things that I know aren't good for my mental health, and just go for it and travel. That's you, Nova. I don't really know where to go from here. Honestly, I'm tempted to just drive away right now and drive to another state where it's more tolerable weather and then just figure it out from there. But I'm gonna plan for a couple more weeks and then hopefully get back on the road and get back to being in a happier state. Happier, like, mental state, not physical state. Physical United State, I don't know. Anyways, I feel like just me talking about this, because I haven't really had a chance to talk about this with anybody, talking about it with you guys helps, and I'm honestly here spilling my heart out just to like be vulnerable with you guys and make friends, talk to people who are in the same situation or thinking about doing like what I did. So yeah, if you want to reach out to me, DM me on Instagram. It's Krystal.Ventures, and I'd love to talk to you guys more about this, and I hope for you guys to be able to follow along and see where the heck I'm going from here, because I don't even know. Alright, well, thanks for listening. Bye.